I want another one, okay? That's how good this bitch is. I want another one. I gotta call up Neil. I'm definitely gonna be getting rid of a couple of monster trucks. And I'm going Truggy, bro. Fuck the other stuff, man. I'm going Truggy. I'm going sealed motor. Backplate motors. I'm done. No more pull start bullshit. No more roto start shit. Fuck all this right here. This is all a waste of time, guys. Fuck all this crap. This is shit. That thing is no headaches at all. It's great. The performance, you can't compete it to any freaking monster truck at all. It's really good. Really great. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned for, I got some videos coming up. But it's mixed in. You're gonna see like an LSD2, you're gonna see a couple of things, and then I bring out this guy and I start warming up with it. I start warming up, start getting comfortable with it. I started, because it was uncontrollable a couple of times. So I started learning, you know, getting used to it, and then I started hitting jumps hard, man. This sucker flew and flew. All right, stay tuned.
I think I might go for a dip. What up, Nitro Nation? Well, hope everybody had was having a great weekend. As you can see, another sunny, hot day in Southern California. It's been pretty much in the 90s, and I think the next week or so it's supposed to be, it's just been really hot, which is good for Nitro, but for fifth scale. Fifth scales, even though they don't get really hot, they don't really like the hot weather too much. But it all depends. Anyway, on this video, we are going to go over what's coming up on this video, which, as promised, I like to think that I'm a man of my word. I told you we were going to do a whole video, pretty much Nitro. This is probably the first time that I've came out to the peeps and gonna run fifth scale, because I told you guys we're gonna get back into Nitro a little bit more. I know I've been really busy with fifth scale. To juggle the two is a challenge, but it can be done. It just takes more time. You know, I'm only doing videos, you know, once a month, once every few weeks, whatever. So I think we should be over 500 views, which is what I told you guys. Once I get to 500 views, then I upload another video. So however long it takes. I don't know, it's probably been a week and a half by the time you guys see this video. Probably about 2 weeks since the last video. We did the unboxing of the MCD W5 Pro Ultimate. We got a lot of plans for that, but I'm not in any hurry. We still got to rip the Taylor 35 in the Baja. That's coming up. Maybe I might put that at the end of this video or save it for the next video. Well, it depends. This video will probably definitely be another hour. You're probably going to get at least 30 minutes or so of just Nitro. Now, we're going to rip 3 different Nitro platforms, 3 different modified next level engines, okay? And that is the next level as far as Nitro engines go. But whatever your next level is, okay, to each his own. For me, stock engines don't do much. And remember, all these engines we're going to be running, I've ran them bone stock. So I can tell you from my own personal experience what the difference is. And there's usually a big difference. So to me, worth $125 or whatever it is. But if you send, I know if you send Lance a few engines, which I always do, he cuts a deal. but still 125 bucks to increase the performance of an engine, of a nitro engine. I can tell you again from personal experience, well worth it. But anyways, we're gonna rip some nitro. 3 different platforms. This means I'm gonna have to tear apart 3 different whips and clean it. But oh well, I don't know if I've ever ran 3 nitros at the same time. And we'll show you what those nitros are gonna be in just a second. Let's take you inside. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Looks like a Buggy, Truggy, and a Muggy. Truggy, or Buggy, Truggy, and Muggy. So this is what we're going to be running. And I've only got, unfortunately, I knew it would come to an end sooner or later, but I know where I can get more of this. Holy Grail of Nitro Fuel. Best Nitro Fuel ever made. TNS is good, yes. But everyone that's ever ran this knows this is the stuff right here. Byron's 3011. Gen 2. I got a gallon of it left. That's about it. So, oh, look who's there. Who is that? Is that the biscuit? You want to go out? Huh? That's the biscuit. Mr. Biscuit. Let's let him out. It's the cat you always see. Most docile, friendliest, lovingest cat there is. I love that cat. That's Mr. Biscuit. So anyway, let's take a look at what we're running. This engine, both of these engines, by the way, the LRP 30 that's in the Associated and the Roma .25, both of them been ran. This one you guys never seen on video. That one last time, I think it's the last time I ran nitro, that was in the Techno Buggy. And a lot of people told me they want to see the .25 Roma in a Truggy. I decided, why not put it in the Muggy? A little bit heavier. So if it's going to push, if it's going to be tested, this is a good way to test it. I'm just hoping that it's not too much for the Muggy, since except for the diffs being thickened, it's pretty much stock. But anyway, this engine hasn't been fired. Remember, I have 10 engines that I got modified, and so far I've only fired the LRP 30 and the .25 Roma. This one will be number 3, and then we have 7 more after that. This is the 723. I was going to put this in my Mugen MBX7 2.0, I call it, since it's got MBX8 Truggy parts on it. But I decided I wanted to put it in this Kyosho. I love my Kyosho MP9 TKA4 race buggy. I'm going to paint another body for this. Oh, by the way, before we get heavy into nitro, I'm going to kind of run you through what's all in these whips that we're going to be running. This one I'm going to idle a tank of, I think I'm going to idle a tank of 3012. I think I have some of this Sidewinder. Decent fuel. I might as well use the rest of it. I think I got like maybe a quarter of this left. What is it? I think it's 3012. So a little bit rich. But I'm going to idle a tank because it's recommended, even though this engine's broken in and it's been modified, I don't need to break it in. But Lance recommends that you at least idle a tank of fuel. He says 2, but I idle a tank and a half through it before I start ripping on it. But this is the Reds 723 Scooterua RCR modified. Now this one I'm interested. This one was very decent when I ran it stock. I was somewhat impressed. And Actually, I was more impressed with this thing stock than I was the stock point Roma Roma 0.25 Norosi. So, and in this one, we are going to be running the, I think I got the Reds, which Reds pipe I have on here. We have the Reds 2112. And I believe that's the header that comes with it. I think I'm running a 13, 14. What am I got on there? Probably a 13. I've got my Serpent clutch bell on there. So I'm running a 13. And I forgot this thing even still had fuel in it. I already did put fuel in it, that's right. So it's ready to go. We're gonna let that idle while I'm running. Probably run the Muggy and the 0.25 Roma first. But anyway, I love this whip. It's loaded with aluminum and carbon fiber and titanium. Probably the best Kyosho, one of the best Kyoshos, if not the best Kyosho ever made. So, love that whip. Then we will be running the Associated, which we really haven't ran too much of the Associated Truggy. This is the Associated B Key 3.1 something, or no. I forgot the name of it. This is actually, I think it's 2 years old. This is not the brand new one. But it does have a lot of the carbon fiber upgrades, which the guy that owned it prior to me raced it a lot. So the arms have carbon fiber up top. They've got carbon fiber underneath, front and rear. And it's got all the bells and whistles. The only thing I haven't upgraded on this yet is the turnbuckles. That'll be next. I'm going to put some titanium turnbuckles on it. And I believe I have some mud guards coming for it sometime soon. And other than that, this one has the LRP .30. LRP .30, which I've ran it a little bit, not on video, but I ran it a little bit. But when I first ran it, it was before I thickened the diffs. Now I've got, I forgot what was even in there, but it was really thin. And I probably shouldn't have ran it, but I wanted to run it before I tore it apart. And the first time I ran this thing, it totally just blew out the rear center drive shaft bearings. The bearings in here just destroyed, disintegrated them. So I had to replace those. And since then, I've thickened the discs. I've got 60 in the rear, 60 in the front, and I believe I've got 1 or 120 in the center. So this thing is running. I'm running this. I love this pipe too. This is the Pico EFRA. I think what is it? The 2046, I believe, something like that. 2046, and I'm running the Novorossy 41032 header on it. Believe I'm running the Reds clutch, Novorossy clutch bale. I think I'm running a 14 on there. But yeah, this thing has pretty much as much carbon fiber as my Serpent. You guys know the Serpent SRX 8 Buggy that I have. That thing is loaded with carbon fiber. This thing has a lot of carbon fiber as well. I think the only thing that's not carbon fiber is the center diff top plate, which I think I might change that, but not in any hurry. So anyway, all three of these engines have motor savers and outerwears, which I highly recommend. You can still get them. They're still available. If anybody needs a part number, let me know. I don't run any of my engines without motor savers and outerwear. And I don't just run the motor saver. I run the outerwear as well, because I see people run the motor savers, but they don't have the actual outerwear that goes over it, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. But anyway, this thing is just loaded with trickery. It's got all the bells and whistles, like I said, except for the titanium turnbuckles and the carbon fiber top diff plate. Other than that, this thing has pretty much everything you need. And it runs pretty well, other than that issue that I had. But again, the discs were so thin, I shouldn't have been running this. This engine is a beast, I will tell you that. This thing definitely will be pulling the front end up. But this one, I can't wait to just drop the hammer on it. It is a nasty engine. It's probably a little bit torquier, and it has a little bit more on top than the LRP32. Definitely, I can tell you that because I have a couple of LRP32s. I have all the LRPs except for an LRP28. So anyway, that one will be ran coming up on this video. And last but not least, we have the iconic, the infamous, the legendary, the frickin' baddest monster truck ever created in the history of monster trucks. Forget about the Savages, forget about the LSTs, because unless you hack them apart, you can't bump start them. This is the only monster truck, besides my XTM, which we will be running that coming up, so stay tuned for the M, because I had a lot of people ask me about the Mammoth ST, the XTM. I just had a few pieces of that parts are hard to get for it. And I had to order them from, geez, I don't even know where the hell they came from, but anyway, that will be running soon. But this thing is just, I mean, there's not a lot you can do to it. I do know that the front, not the rear, but the front, Losi 5B 5th scale shocks will fit on this thing all the way around. But to do that, would run about $200. So there's nothing wrong with these ones for now. I may do that eventually. I'm still trying to find the motor mount that goes to this, the one-piece motor mount. If anybody knows where one's at, I found one, but the guy wanted ridiculous money. I was like, there is no way. As you guys know, I customize the stock ones, but still, you can't just put any engine in it. I was very, 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 very surprised that the .25 Roma fit in here perfectly. Now, hopefully I don't have any issues and it doesn't move around. I don't really care for these motor mounts. These are the kind that have the screws or the lock bolts on the insides. Sometimes they come loose, but hopefully I have no issues with this. But you guys can hear it. Smooth as silk, baby. So this thing, hopefully it holds up. I'm very, very interested. I haven't got to ram this thing much, except for when I had the stock 427 in it. And that engine was okay. To me, it's kind of a dog. But that 427 is not brand new either. It's pretty worn out. But anyway, so there it is. We're running the 41032 header, obviously. Bam. And we're running the infamous, legendary 9901 Super Strong, formerly known now as the 51021, I believe. And we're running the frickin' holy grail of tires, the Badland 1178s. I'm so yet to try those backflips by Arma. I don't see them being any better than these. These are like the best, baddest, and best wearing bashing Truggy tires ever made. I think between these yellow ones, my original white ones, and original black ones, because I have 3 original sets of each different color DE racing rims, they've all got pretty much close to at least 10 gallons on them. and they still got plenty of knobby on them. Yeah, but I don't run them on the concrete. And they're, you know, I have, but I don't recommend it. And these tires are too rare. I've got 3 more sets left that aren't even they're still in the bag, that I'll eventually get to. But I've got 3, 4, 5 that are already mounted. One of them I just mounted. I think I showed you guys in one of my videos, the white ones, with the rubber bands on them still. Those I haven't even touched yet. They're brand new. I just mounted those on the DE racing room. So anyway, there you go. Legendary monster truck, Muggy, legendary engine, legendary pipe, legendary freaking tires. It doesn't get any holier grail than this. Let's just hope that everything holds together and she performs well. But we'll find out. So that's pretty much it. So now you guys know what we're going to be running coming up on this video. I'm going to see if I can put some fifth scale at the end of it. I might not, probably not, but if not, the next video we'll do fifth scale. Alrighty, well, there it is. Guards down off, radio tray out, so now you can really see how sick and just crazy engineering. This thing is bad to the bone. Period. Still gotta put the limit straps on. Got the bone head, carbon fiber mud guards on there. Look at that, man. It's just 7075 aircraft billet aluminum. These drivetrains and shafts are just freaking beef. Where's the beef? Look at that center diff. Badass. From head to toe, this thing is just I don't know. I don't even have words to describe how badass this thing is. This thing is just sick. So we're gonna put the MOD limit straps on. Like I said, we've already got the bonehead carbon fiber mud guards on. Need those because I don't want these arms getting all tore up. I'm gonna throw on some electronics. Not sure on the radio. Either gonna get another FlyScan B Noble, or I might just go all out and get the brand new Futabas. So anyways, engine wise, well, you already know the engine wise on this thing is gonna be beast mode. Go big or go the you know what home. So anyway, there you go. MCD W5 Pro Ultimate. This thing is just sick. Badass. So anyway, stay tuned. There's a lot more to come to this thing. What up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is blah, blah, tongue-tied. Muggy Maniac is back as promised. We're at the infamous Citrus Park, sunny Southern California, Corona, California. We're about in the 80s today, a little bit of a breeze. Thought it was going to be in the 90s like it's been, but the Nitro gods gave us a little bit of a break, so I wouldn't totally sweat my nuts off. So it's not too bad. Nobody's here. Later in the afternoon. By the time you guys see this video, probably sometime the end of the weekend, who knows. I think I'm close to 500 views on the last video, as I said. As soon as we hit 500, no ifs, ands, or buts, next video will be dropped. So if it doesn't hit, I think it's got like 30 something views away. If it doesn't hit that by the end of this week, guess what? Maybe you'll see it next week. Video after this will be coming. Will be maybe a little fifth scale, or it might be all fifth scale. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do one video, nothing but Nitro. Next video, nothing but fifth scale. A little bit of update to both within the same videos. As promised, here we go. We are going to start off by cracking open one of these G Fuels with the Naruto. This one is called Sage Mode. So let's crack this open, celebrating first break-in run of this badass Reds Italian made 723 Scooterua RCR modded. So we ran this thing stock. Pretty impressed. These aren't bad. Alright, so, but I want to see what it, by the way, if you want to see this 723, I think I ran it in, I want to say I ran it in MBX7, but I could be wrong, I'm not sure. Got to go back some videos a couple months ago, or however, it's probably almost a year now, when I ran this thing stock. And it, well, I was more impressed with this 723 stock than I was the bone stock Roma .25. But as you guys seen, the last time we ran this in the Techno Buggy, the front end was all over the place. This thing was definitely a beast now that it's modded. But everybody wants to see it in the Truggy. I do too. Why not put it in the infamous, legendary Losi Muggy with the legendary, iconic, frickin' Holy Grail of Holy Grail pipes, the 9886 Super Strong, now known as the 51021, I believe. We got the 41032 header on there. Baddest, probably one of the baddest combos ever for nitro, 8-scale nitro bashing. Baddest bashing tires ever created. No ifs, ands, or buts. Some say the backflips are very comparable or actually better. I beg to differ. I don't know. I haven't ran them yet. Plan on getting me a set, but I don't know if I really need a set. I have like 8 pairs of these. 3 of them, they're not even mounted, brand new. You want to talk about frickin' Holy Grail? I got people offering me $200 for a set of 4 of these brand new without rims. You know what I told them? No bueno. That ain't never happening. I'd be a fool to get rid of any of these tires, even my used ones. So, but anyway, we're gonna run this bad boy with the Mr. Tune Reds 2112. The header that comes with it. I like this pipe. It's pretty badass. But we're gonna see how it runs on this thing, modified in the again, legendary. I know I'm using that a lot, but these whips are legendary. They don't make that anymore. That's definitely freaking a legendary, one of a, I mean, not one of a kind, but very rare. Good luck on finding those, especially in the condition that I found it in, which was okay. The Associated Truggy, we haven't ran that much. This is the one 2 years ago that Ungaro won at the Worlds, and well, he won the World Buggy title. I don't know about the Truggy, but this was the Truggy he was running that year. I know he dominated. This one is full of carbon fiber, titanium, all the trickery. The only thing that's not titanium is the turnbuckles. That will be coming, and I have some carbon fiber mud guards for it, but this thing is just loaded to the hill with carbon fiber and all the goodies and all the trickery you could think of. But anyway, it has probably, in my opinion, a badder-asser engine than the LRP32. Yes, I did say that. The LRP30 is probably the baddest LRP engine made. And some people will argue with that, but I own one of these. I ran it stock. It's pretty badass. I know it's even, this thing is a monster. Wait till you guys see this engine. I ran it a little bit off camera. Not today, but prior to this, before it totally blew all the bearings out in the rear. Because I didn't have the disc thickened up yet, so that shouldn't be an issue. We'll see. We're going to rip that sucker. We're going to rip the Roma and the Muggy. And we're definitely going to get busy with this Red 723. All these engines are modified by Lance. Shout out to Lance Heidman at RC Renew. Highly recommend him. Probably the most legit, baddest qualified engine builder, nitro engine builder out there. So some people argue with that too, but I've owned a few different modders, and I will tell you that Lance is definitely the baddest there is. So if you got an extra $125 laying around and you're bored with your stock engine, or hey, if your stock engine, whatever you have, works for you and you are fine with that, then cool. This is another level. Next level is a lot of different things, but next level in 8-scale nitro bashing is going and taking stock engines and modifying them and pushing the limits. You're getting a gain of about 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs per engine. That's fact, okay, on the dyno. So anyway, you believe who you want. I own a lot of nitro engines. I've ran a lot of them stock and a lot of them modded. And I can tell you, modded or nothing, period. So give me a second, and we're gonna fire this bad boy up for the first time, and then we'll start ripping. Muggy will be right back. Okay, people, let's fire the reds. RCR modified reds 723. Let's fire it up for the first time. By the way, used to be my favorite glow igniter, 3000 milliamp TLR. ProTech 5000, much better. This is still good though. So let's fire her up. Just like an Italian, first fire. I will tell you people, this scale, bad to the bone. Love it. A lot more to do in it, but nothing, I repeat, nothing smells, sounds, like 8-scale nitro. Nothing. Alright people, I'm back. So, the issue we have is, I don't know if you guys can see in here, but see this? The clutch bell? See that? Either I blew out a bearing already, or the clutch bell loosened up. Now when you got a lot of slop in your clutch bell like that, it's idling high right now. I had to turn up the idle. You're not going to get a good idle on it, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult to tune it. Almost impossible. How do I know? Because been there, done that. Now I never claimed to be the best tuner in the world, but I will tell you, when the clutch bell is loose like that and you got a lot of slop, it's going to be hard to get a good idle on it. It's idling kind of high right now, but we're going to also, I don't know why, but these rims and tires are somehow binding up here at the top of the turnbuckles. So that's going to create kind of a problem, but we're going to run it anyway. Whatever happens, happens. Long as the engine don't blow up, I'm good, which it's not. So there is a little bit of binding going on back here, and the clutch bell is loose. So, like I said, I'm glad. That's the one positive about bringing a few different whips. If you have issues, move on to the next one. So we're gonna rip the 723 and see how it goes. So Give me a second. Okay, well, so far, I don't think she'll idle too long because, like I said, the clutch is loose, clutch bell, but hopefully it just doesn't fall off. She definitely screams, I'll tell you that. Whoa! Not gonna worry too much about the tune. Definitely tell the difference. This thing is not the same engine. And I don't know if these tires are going to hold up either. Oh! All right, let's do one more. All right, people. As planned, next up, RCR modded Roma 0.25 in the Muggy. Issue I am having is, I swear, man, these engines vibrate so much stuff. I don't know how long these, I hate these mounts. These are the mounts that have the little lock nuts that are inside they lock into, and they always move around. So I don't know how long we're going to be able to run this. Hopefully we get a little bit of a rip out of it, and I don't chew up any clutch bells or whatever, but it is what it is. We're going to run it until it doesn't run, because I do want to run this thing. I didn't spend all this time and go through all this and put this engine in here, but ultimately the only way that I can run various engines in the Muggy whenever I want to run it is I need to find the Muggy one-piece motor mount, and that thing is a holy grail. That and the custom RC innovative chassis is really hard to get. But anyway, let's fire it up, let's run it as long as we can, and then we'll just move on to the LRP 0.30 and the associated. Hopefully that one doesn't have any issues. But anyway, without further ado, let's fire this thing up. This thing plugged in right. Okay, so let's give her a whirl. Oh, she wants the wheelie, huh? I'm not even going to worry about tuning it. I just want to run it as long as I can, because I don't think those motor mounts are going to hold up. Oh yeah, she rips. Well, we just might have found a permanent home for the 0.25 RCR modded Roma. This thing is pretty nasty in the Muggy. One thing about the Muggy is the steering on these things are very, very twitchy. I don't know why, but... Oh, she rips. Now this 0.25 Roma has definitely come alive. Shelf queen, this thing will never be a shelf queen. I got her a little dialed in. I think we should put the body on, but I don't really want to run the body because the body's so rare. Man, this thing, this thing rips. A little bit of pizza cutters there. Yeah, this Roma definitely rips in this thing. She's getting low on fuel, people. Whoa. Definitely hauls the mail. All right, people. I think she's running out of fuel. All right, we're on E. So next up, the modified LRP 30. So I think this bad boy has pretty much had it. Yeah, you can see how the engine moves back and forth. Just won't stay tight. See that? You guys see that? How it moves back and forth. Yeah, I don't want to run it anymore. But this engine rips ass. Alright, people. Be right back. Next up, RCR modded, very rare LRP ZR.30. I've ran this thing a few times off camera, but last time, obviously, I remember I mentioned the issue was the bearings back here in the rear diff. So I already hear a little bit of noise when I just fired it up. So I don't know. We're gonna see how long. I have a feeling that these associated, either the gears or just the rear end itself is probably its Achilles. And I don't know if it can handle the power of this modified LRP .30. But anyway, we'll see how long she holds up. All right, let's give her a rip. Put this thing on my head. All right. Put the GoPro on there. GoPro's been tripping too. So anyway, let's fire up. Tell you what, she sounds nasty. I hear something in the rear. Hear that? Listen. Either the bearing's going out again. That's what happened last time I ran it. This LRP is just too much for this associated, the rear end of these things. Oh, look at all those. All those gophers. Tell you what, this LRP is a badass though. She definitely hauls the mail and screams her rear end off. I think she's starting to lean out a little. Can you hear the rear end on that? Listen. Listen to the rear end. Hear that? It's like slipping a little bit. This engine is just too much for this associated. Well, I'm going to rebuild the rear end of this thing one more time when I tear it down and clean it. And then I don't think I'm going to put anything really heavy in this associated. Oh! Like this engine is screaming too much because it's slipping in the back. But this LRP, so every vehicle I've ran today had an issue. And it's crazy because I don't usually run these vehicles that much. Well, I haven't ran this associated that much, but you can hear the rear end. See, that engine is revving way too high because the back end is, it's like it has a loose slipper on the rear. You can hear it. Now when I first started running it, it was fine. It was pulling the front end up. You guys seen it. And then gradually, this is what happened the last time I ran it. The only difference is I didn't get it on video. I mean, it's still ripping, but it's not hooking up in the rear end. And that LRP is working way harder than it should. she's a ripper. So I'm not gonna scream her too much because that's not good. I don't want to sit here and rip this thing the top of its lungs when it's not in the. I'm probably just destroying the whole rear. Oh well. Bash them, crash them, rip them, and repair them, right? Whoa! Little two-wheel action. Yeah, this LRP is just screaming its nuts off. And this thing is not economical. Like, just this little bit of running with this, I probably went through about 3 tanks already. Okay, well, there you go. LRP 30, 1, or actually 2, associated Truggy, 0. So that's twice that it beat the hell out of the rear end. Now when I put on the brakes, you guys can hear this, listen. Hear that? Shouldn't be doing that. So, I don't know what it is. I shimmed it the way that it came stock twice. Last time the bearing went out. So, I don't know. We'll rebuild it again. Shim it again. I don't know. Maybe I might not run this engine. It matches. That's why one of the reasons I wanted to run in too. Look at the blue anodized with the LRP 30. I think it looks sick with all the blue anodized and associated. It's just yeah, no bueno. This is hot as hell back here. This shaft, woo, that sucker is burning. Oh yeah, listen to that. You guys hear that? Yeah, that's no bueno. So, somewhere in the rear end. So, I had a blast. This is the first time in a long time where I actually ran Nitro all day. No full scale. Issues we have with this, these rims, for whatever reason, they bind on the top of the turnbuckles a little bit. And then this, the clutch bell is like, you can see it in there, it's got too much play in it, so, but it ran alright. This engine is badass. This, only engine that I haven't had issues that I ran in it was the stock 427, which didn't really do anything for me, didn't impress me at all. And yeah, this thing just comes loose, everything in here. I mean, I don't know why, but these here keep getting loose. It's just not the right mount. So yeah, and I could hear something in here too. This .25 modified by RCR is a badass. If I can get the right the Muggy engine, one-piece engine mount for this and put this in properly, I will keep this in here. I think it's perfect. It's a little much, but it's a badass. Have you guys seen it? This thing rips some ass. That I might put that in a Truggy, because I'm going to put a different one of the 21s that I'm going to break in. I've got the Pico, I've got the other Reds Team Edition. I've got the Alpha .28. I've got the LRP .28. Like I said, I've got 7 other engines that I haven't even ran yet that have been modified. So I will tell you, man, modified is a whole nother level. But again, whatever your next level is, that's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. Just stock engines don't do anything for me. Modified or nothing. And I stand by that. If you've never had a modified engine, scrounge up $125, work a little extra overtime, send an engine of your choice that you think's a badass to Lance at RC Renew, and I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. These engines are completely different from when I ran them stock. This thing is, it just keeps destroying this. I need to put it in something that'll hold up. I'm probably going to put it in my new Truggy that I'm going to be getting, but I might run it in my Mugen. My Mugen, I've never, one thing I will tell you, Mugens, as far as Truggies that I own, Mugens and Technos are like